as your resident Hopium Huffer, Copium server, I'm back once again to gift you some more potential Hopium. I'm a little bit late to this one though. I've had a sick Parrot the last few days, so it's been a little bit difficult to get content out how I would like to. But we have some Enfield news or goings on, if you will, that I wanted to talk about. As somebody who has been an advocate, if you will, if even that's the right word, to stating that I believe that Enfield's coming out Q1 2026, and we've got lots of reasons for that. We had the very first IGN announcement that they didn't mean to make, but they actually ended up making, then deleted that. Then we saw the Apple release a little statement, a footnote at their whole show that showed off Enfield running on an iPhone 17 that said early 2026 as well. We've got some more news now to kind of back that whole thing up, and that's to do with the App Store showing off Enfield on there. So we're going to have a look at a little post over on Reddit here, and then we're going to talk about a policy that is in the App Store as well, on Google Play Store, should I say, sorry, that's there and kind of alludes to potentially maybe us even seeing the game earlier than what I expected. So let's get into it. Let's discuss. And yeah, let's see what the crack is then, shall we? Let's do it. Okay, so we got this post that was up 2 days ago on the Enfield Reddit. And then we've got some stuff to talk about actually in the store as well. If you guys can see that, you probably can't see it. I'll switch to the other scene to show you properly anyway. But the theory, the placeholder date on the App Store is more than just a placeholder. So you can see here, it says Arknights Enfield role-playing coming soon, expected January 31st, 2026, free design for iPad. So this is for the iOS App Store, but it's also on the Play Store as well. It just says coming soon on the Play Store. But there's a particular thing about the Play Store that could allude to it being a little bit earlier, which we'll discuss as well. But just let's have a look at what this post says. I'm not debating the fact that it could be a placeholder date, since there's no way of knowing if it is or not true. But it's also very close. If we're really close to the release, they would put a date for like March or even April, but it's January, which is really close. So I'm thinking this date is more than just a placeholder date. It feels way too close to be just a placeholder. It's a lot of placeholders. Apple requires a date to be put in order to publish a game. In some cases, that date turned out to be actual release date. If the CBT2 goes well, this could turn out to be the actual release date. Damn. Okay, we're reading a lot of stuff there. Now, I don't know the specific policies regarding the iOS store policies, but I do know about a policy with the Play Store. There's a caveat, okay? So that policy is that if a game goes up on the App Store, on the Google Play Store, and it has an option to pre-register, there's a policy that the game should release within 90 days of it going up and that pre-registration being accessible. Not the game going up on the store, just saying coming soon or whatever, but the ability to pre-register for it, because obviously that's how games can track their pre-registers and their giveaways and all that sort of stuff. But there's a caveat. Apparently, that's not something that's actually always reinforced. I've been doing a little bit of Googling, but there's also comments here as well of people saying, you know, it's not always enforced. Apparently, Division Game's been on there for like a year now. Here, somebody says here, as someone that works on an app-based point of sale company, I just wanted to let you know that the rule has never been really enforced much. So I don't know if it has been enforced in particular points, or it's just kind of one of those soft policies. You know, a lot of companies do this, right? It's kind of like how gacha games say don't buy from third-party sites, but a lot of them never really do anything about it. Now, I'm not saying they don't always, but most people have never had issues with doing that. Not saying to do that, but I'm just saying there have been plenty of apps that would went not longer than 90 days that still exist to this day. One such example is the Division mobile game that has been in pre-registration stages for more than a year now. So you can see that there. Somebody comes back, and yet every gacha game I've seen, such as CZN, recently has always followed this rule. Now, I don't know if that's true, right? But that being said, I just think it's something to mention, right? There's a policy that says, you know, if you're offering pre-registrations, then really the game should be released within 90 days, which would bring us to, from today, would be the 21st. Now, I don't exactly know when the pre-registration went available. If it went back 2 days ago. They need to be like the 18th or the 19th of February. February, yeah, February, I believe so. That is right. That is right. Let me just double check. Yeah. So it would be like the 18th or 19th of February. So this release date of the 31st of January really isn't off by that much. I've been saying like the first quarter, right? But that could be up till March. I'll take February. But again, it's going to be early 2026, right? This is nothing new. I think we're just kind of like solidifying now with all these extra little crumbs here and there. The game's coming early 2026. It's all dependent on which date becomes the date, I guess, if they haven't locked it in yet on the test, the upcoming test. Because we know it's going to be a longer test, apparently, than the previous test. And I believe the previous test ran for, I want to say 32 days, if I remember correctly. I think it ran from the 17th till the 18th. So I think it was from 17th or the 16th of Jan till the 17th, or I think it was the 16th of Jan till the 17th of February, I believe. So I think it was 32 days. So that leads me to think then they said it's going to be the longest test. So that's quite a long test, really, when you think about it. Now, in China, the way things work, games are considered commercially active when they start allowing spending, which is going to be available on the CN server of the Enfield test. And sometimes games are known to just kind of run up until the launch, kind of like an early access kind of launch, you know what I mean? So the game just kind of runs along and then opens up. I don't think that's going to happen here because there's been no allusion to that happening from the developers. But we could be looking at a beta that runs for like 6 weeks, apparently, which seems like a really long time to run for me. I'd love to know, actually, down below, what's the longest beta that you've been a part of a gacha game? Sorry, my voice is gone then. Of an actual gacha game. Have you been a part of one that's ran for longer than that? Because the ones I've been a part of, for the most part, I'm trying to think now. I think the longest probably was the Enfield test. Like, other ones have usually been, like, they come up on a weekend and then go down and then come up on the next weekend. Or they're like a week long, maybe 2 weeks long. So, anything longer than a month, really, is kind of a long time. So, it'd be really interesting to see that. But like I say, if that's a success, and a lot of the things have been ironed out, because like they did say, you know, this is going to be testing things on different devices, on the mobile, on PC, getting a little bit of feedback on technical side of things, I believe. I think if everything goes well, you know, a late January, mid-February launch isn't out of the question. Again, I still think the latest we'll see is the end of March, right? So, you know, Jan, February, March. But yeah, we could be seeing it as early as the end of January, guys, with this one, which a lot of people have been hoping for, but I kind of didn't expect, if I'm honest. I thought we'd probably see it right at the end of the quarter. But yeah, again, we don't know the exact date. This all just solidifies Q1 2026 is nailed on. We all know that now, right? I've been screaming it from the rooftops for months. Everybody said I was crazy. Not everybody, but a few people said I was just coping too hard, right? But hey, envision it, manifest it, right? Right? That's how it works, right? So yeah, we could be seeing the game as early as January next year, guys. I think it looks like, if I had to guess now, I probably would say it to be February, right? I think let's go for right in the middle. January being the early part, March being the late part. Let's go smack bang in the middle. Let's go mid-February. Let's say they do stick to this policy. We're looking at the 18th and 19th. If the policy. Now, if this date, again, I don't have an iPhone. I only have an Android, which on this right now, it actually, let me just show you guys. You can see just there. Pre-registered. So they're offering pre-registrations, which, as I say, the policy. But then again, the policy is not technically usually enforced by the look of things. So yeah, could be 90 days, could be a little bit more, could be a little bit less. Or I think we're looking at mid Q1, if I'm honest. So it'll be really interesting to see what happens. Again, I think it all relies on what happens with this test, right? You know, shit could hit the fucking fan, and maybe they have to like really push it back to the end of Q1 2026 to get everything tweaked. But as I say, I really do think this test is just to make sure it's working good on other devices, because there is going to be a PS5 test as well. Actually, you could sign up to one. On this test that we're getting at the minute, like, it wasn't included. It was mobile and PC, but there was a separate site you could set application you could sign up for a PlayStation 5 test. So, yeah, we'll have to wait and see, won't we? But yeah, guys, let me know what you think down below. Do you think this means we're looking at February? Or do you believe this 31st of Jan 2026 is one? Because remember, just say expected. It doesn't say that is the release date. So, you know, give it a little room either side. Makes me think, I think we're looking at mid-February, if I'm honest, for the release date now. I'm sure we'll find out soon. I wouldn't be surprised if the beta ends and then we get an announcement, right? Unless we have some secret announcement at the Game Awards. Who knows? I don't know. But, yeah, guys, I'd love to know what you think down below. Keep huffing on the copium with me, right? It's going to be here soon. I still haven't received an email myself. I don't think they've been sent out. I'm getting a little bit nervous. I'm not going to get in the beta. But whatever happens, I'll be salty. But I won't have to wait too long, hopefully, to actually get my hands on the game in earnest and really start playing this game. And I can't wait to make content and stream it. And I'm really looking forward to it, actually. So, yeah, guys, yeah. Hopefully you get in the beta as well. I hope you do. As many people get to play this game, the better for me, because I really believe this is going to be a great game for this space and for a Hypergryph as well. And yeah, not long to wait now, I guess. Hopefully. But anyway, guys, let me know what you think down below. If you've enjoyed the video, give it a like, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you all in the next one. Yeah.